Hey guys, and thanks you for tuning into my video. Today's video, let's see, what I'm going to do is take apart the CABOT S103 and show you some of the things I have done on my trigger job. I've just done some basic stuff, but I'm going to take it apart and show you. And so you can take a look and see. First of all, let's show you it's empty. Okay, no bullets in it. Let me bring this up here. I've got a sheet of typing paper just taped down. Let me turn the camera a little so you can see a little bit better. There. Okay. Could be a little good view. It's empty, and taking apart these guns, anything with a one-piece guide rod is a little harder than the normal your normal gun. Harder, easier. It's I guess we consider it both easy and hard. So let me just show you how you do this. First, you're going to go ahead and take the gun and bring it back like this. This is what I do on it. It takes a little training. Your hands have to be kind of trained to do this. And then you're going to go ahead and line this up right with like that. Okay. Now on this gun I have a idiot-proof slide release, which are really nice. And then you're just gonna line it up. And you're just gonna push your slide release in, and it's gonna come out. Okay. Gotta keep this back because there's a little hole in the guide rod here. You can kind of see it. I'm kind of taking this off camera to do this. And you're going to put this in there and hold it. Then you should be able to slide it off. And then your gun will come apart. And this is the, give it a little bit better. This is the slide release, which is idiot proof. Kind of neat little thing, huh? Okay, but I wanted to show you that. Now, you're going to go ahead and take down the gun. You have to take off the grips, because what you're going to need to do is take off the mainspring housing. And it's not really that hard to take off the mainspring housing. Some people on other videos, they might have a little harder. It's pretty simple. Take your grip off, take your finger, just stick there, you can take your grip off, flip it over. And I have a little tool here that helps me take off these grip screws, kind of neat. It really went out that tight. One thing you'll also notice on a CABOT, that they have hex nuts on there for their bushing screws, to put the bushing screws in, and you can take a little hex nut and pull that right off. Okay, what you're going to want to do is depress the trigger, have the hammer go forward. You can just use something like this. You're going to need a punch, or something like this, it doesn't really matter. You're going to line that up like this, see, cap it, and the pin will pop out. Pretty easy. Lay your pin to the side. Now you have your mainspring housing. You're going to hold it like this, just slide it off. This is the mainspring housing. Okay. Put that to the side. And now you're going to want to do is take off your safety. You just wiggle it, put it up half cocked a little here and just wiggle. Actually, got to bring that down a little. Find that sweet spot. Okay. Take that right off. That comes out. Okay. Pull it out. Now you'll be able to take off your beaver tail grip safety. And now you have your sear pin, your hammer pin. You can push them out. there's, you flip it over to the other side like this, and you can pop that out. Hammer pin brings the hammer right out. Okay, your sear spring will drop out, and then your sear and this connector, they come right out. So now you're going to have to take off your magazine release. Just use a small screwdriver, it's pretty easy. You're going to, from this side, push on a little, just ever so low, because there's a notch here, it's just got to hit, that's all. And then it comes out. There's your magazine release. Put that to the side. Now you can drop your trigger out. There's your trigger. And now you have an empty frame of your gun. Okay? So now we can take a look at the components that are involved in your trigger job here. And mainly there's really three parts. And if you look at these three parts, I had done a few things to them, and I want to show you. I go ahead and polish some of the sides of it, some of the edges. But you're going to want to go and have it polished. You polish it right here and here. Okay, you could just polish it with a light sandpaper and then rub it down. Now there's also this part here they want you to do, which is up in the trigger, the sear area up in there, but without, like a squared off file or something, you can't do it. But you could just do this, and this really, I'm telling you, just polishing it like this really helps, because these smooth areas in there will help it glide like butter. You want to take your sear and you want to polish this side, a little bit here, and you're supposed to do up here, but I didn't do it because you kind of need a stone for that, and a sear tool, sear jig, and I don't have it. But needless to say, you can hit it with a little polishing compound and clean it up. Bottom line, you're just trying to make all the surfaces super smooth. And if you make these super smooth, you'll be doing really good. Polishing those, and they do look good. Polish them real good. Yep, that's all. And then you want to take the disconnector. I've already worked on this a little, and you want to get in there and polish it real good. You could take sandpaper and sand in there, but you really want it to be polished. Now, I did this area here, this area, and on the sides here. So you do that too. And you could do that just with some sandpaper. But what you're trying to do is you're not trying to take material, you're just trying to make it smooth. That's all you're doing. You're going to have to take a little material probably off to get it to shine. But every time you take it apart or you clean it, you want to smooth those parts up. You could smooth up these pins too, but it's not really needed. They're kind of dirty because it was firing it. Clean these up there. Then you want to go ahead and get your trigger. And these bars on the side, really want to clean those up really good. And you could sand them, because I've already sanded these. I've done really a lot of tune-up on this. You sand it, and then you're going to want to buff them like this with some polishing compound. Idea is to get everything soft and smooth in these sides here. You want no edges. You can do it in the inside a little, because don't forget inside is where your slide is going to go back and forth, so you could do inside. Mainly on the outside here, because it does go against your frame. And on the inside where these goes against your frame, you could also polish that too if you wanted to. Yeah, do the trigger while you're at it. Yeah, I can see that trigger does rub a little in there, see? So, I mean, you could even polish that, but I'll let it rub a little, that's okay. But I'm just polishing it a little. There. And then just a little bit more. Yep. And you could use a Dremel if you really wanted to. I'm just hitting it a little bit more. So those are really like the components you really want to work on. You could also work on the grip safety. It doesn't really require much. A lot of times what I'll just do is sand on the sides of the grip safety. Find my sandpaper, which had a shitload of it there. Actually, all the time laying around somewhere. They did have it, and of course, I got some here. We got a little piece of sandpaper. And what you can do here is take this here on these sides. Here, see how it rubs against a little bit against the frame. And just go like this and just sand it down. I'm going to sand it because it's rubbing a little. But just doing it a little now. I don't want to do it a lot because that's not the reason we're doing this video. You can take it on on a file or something like this. Let's take it down a little. And then you can see it's got still a little. You can see where it was rubbing the housing of the frame. Wasn't doing it much, but I'm just going to do it while I got it here. Let's do it a little. So, just going to do that a little. And if, like I say, you don't have to do this a lot, but every time if you take your gun apart or something and do a real quick cleaning or something, you could do this. And I'm just scraping this out of the way a little. A lot of people will remove some metal from there. And then you really could just hit it with your polishing rag or buff it or whatever, because I'm telling you, this stuff really, Mother's mag wheel polish, it really gets it going. And I keep some really fine sandpaper, something like this, and then I just hit it with that. And this stuff just brings it to a shine. See how fast it shines it up. And just a little more sandpaper. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and polish those parts a little. Oh, I got it. That looks real nice. So I'll go ahead and take this fine sandpaper. This is, I think it's 320 or something. Break a little piece off. We'll just do the back of this. This is extremely fine sandpaper. It's really nice. And you could get even finer stuff. So I'm just going over this a little bit more. And I'm going to go over this very well. Shines it up a little bit more. Don't forget it's aluminum and it's probably going to oxidize a little. Let me get it again a little bit there. So get a little bit more Mother's and Mag. Polish that a little. There you go. And we're just polishing it up a little bit more. I'm going to take this, hit this here on this side. You can lay the sandpaper down. It's a flat surface and just make that. And it really will shine it. So that makes it shine really nice. You can hit this a little at an angle. You try to keep all the angles square here. There, just a little. And then if you want to hit the trigger sides. And I'll hit the beaver tail grip safety a little. That just shines it up a little. That's all it does. So it gives it a shine. And I will just take my rag again. And it's pretty easy to do this. It really will help. It may not help as good as if you do, you know, angle the sears and all that shit. But if you just, you know, of course this doesn't matter what part I'm doing here. I'm just cleaning up a little because it was rubbing them. And that's pretty much it. Okay. That's that. I don't want to make this a drawn out, too long video. So now you can go ahead and put it back together. Okay. Actually, you could take the sandpaper again and just do this back area. The back area there, though. And these feet. Back there a little, just a fraction. Just doing a little. Keep a little. Okay, so now those parts you can put it back in the frame. Okay, you want to get your trigger. And I'm talking about these rails in there. See those rails in there? That's where, if you want to clean them up, you can clean them up pretty good. Drop the trigger in. Okay, trigger's in. Now you're going to go ahead and grab your sear and your disconnector. Just get a pen. This actually goes in like this. Okay, kind of drops in. It's not really that hard to do. You put it in, kind of drop it like this. Okay, see how I got it laying there? And then you just got to find your hole, which I've kind of already found it. Get your pen and kind of just give it a little wiggle. Should drop right in. There it. Oops, it didn't. Okay, so it fell out. So let's do this one more time. Sears out. We're gonna have to do it the other way. Okay, so you can take this. Okay, and you could put this in first if you want. Okay, and it's going to rest right against your trigger. Okay, so it rests against the trigger housing. You take the sear just drops right in there like that. I'm trying to do this and look at it at the same time. So if you have a little, you can use a something like this, a straight edge, to get it in there. ADD. Really just got to finagle around until you can find that hole. There you go. And there's what it looks like up in there. And let me point with this to show you. Here is the part that lays against the back of the trigger. Here's your sear. And then this goes right through there. So you pretty much got it down there. When you're in there, you could probably clean it up a little. Basically just buff it a little. So, there's some shit in there. I don't know what kind of shit's in there. Get the shit in there. Yeah, it's got shit in there. I don't know what that is. Take a piece of sandpaper and clean that up real quick. Rub it. Buff it out. Okay, looks pretty good now. Okay, so now we're going to put the hammer in. Okay, and the hammer, of course, you see, goes in this way here. It's pretty straightforward. The hammer drops in like that. And then we have to put in the grip safety and the sear spring. Okay, this here basically just drops right in there. There. And there's a little catch there. What you're going to want to do is put the mainspring housing back in to hold it. Okay, that holds it. Now you want to drop your grip safety in there. Now we're going to put the pin for the hammer. Okay, I'm going to line it up. Pin for the hammer. We don't have that in yet. Put the pin for the hammer. Line it up. It should drop right in there. Okay, drops in. Now we're going to go ahead and put the. Now we have the pin in for the hammer. Put the grip safety in. Goes right in there like this. And I'm going to bring it back a little because we're going to put the safety in. Just drop it in like this. Kind of wiggle it ever so lightly. Okay, once again, and you have to compress this spring here. Use a piece of wood or whatever you want to do to compress that. Push down, and we have it in. Now all we do is make sure that the grip safety is down there, and you want to make sure that the hammer strut is in that hole there. Bring it back up. Make sure the hammer is all the way forward. And we're just going to push that in. Put it in, make sure it's there, and then we want to pop our pin back in. Okay. And we're going to get that pin in there and just tap it in. Tap it in with anything. There, it's in. Now you want to back it up here. Let's make sure that you cock it back, go forward. Make sure you can lock it, and it doesn't work. It won't go. Okay, so the bottom end of it is back together. And that's pretty much everything right now. And we're just going to put the slide back on. And okay guys, now you line it up to the hole. Take your slide release, put it in there. You're going to line it up just about like that. Slide your slide back, line up your hole. You got to give it a little hit because these are just tough sometimes. It locks and it goes down. And now we just put our grips back on, which is not a major thing. One grip. Back this up for you here so you can see a little bit better. Use your little tool here. Some people like these fancy screws, some people don't. I want to get I got a surprise coming for this gun, so when you see it, it's going to look really sweet. I got an idea to do something with this. Over, grip on. You see, I should put a contest out there. Whoever can guess what I'm going to be doing to the gun next. And if you win, give you something. I don't know. But okay, there. And this is pretty much it. One more screw and we're done. Of course, the last one was a pain in the ass sometimes to get in. Come on, alright. And that's it. Pretty much done now. And she's all back together. But that's how I kind of do the that work. The trigger job. Okay, wanted to show you that, and that's kind of taking it apart. If you're ever thinking of taking it apart, I mean, 1911s are not that hard to take apart. It helps to have some little things like a wooden stick or something. And I get these from Starbucks, and I get them like that. I get a shitload of them. They're nice for, you know, using around the house, whatever you're going to do. I was going to make something, but you can get those over at Starbucks. They're pretty cheap. You have a few pieces of sandpaper in case you do work on it, you know. And every once in a while when you get inside that gun, you can sand up some parts, you can polish a little. You do it over a period of time. And forgot to put one thing back in. Magazine release. So let's drop that in. There's a screwdriver. Put it away. And okay. And then you just take this, you put it up a little, ever so little. Get your screwdriver in there, ever so little. And you gotta kind of find there's a little, that's all, and it drops in. And now you got it in, see? Okay? And that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning into my video. I hope you guys have a nice day, and thanks a lot.